Let's see. Usually it takes a minute to notice on the stream manager. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we are. Hi. Welcome back. A little more Conan Exiles going on. I'm going to sneak in a couple more hours of this before I have to go and start my day, hopefully. I apologize for the tail end of the last stream because apparently I didn't realize I was muted for about the last half hour or so. Because I muted myself at one point and I managed to fumble my hotkeys in such a way that I thought I unmuted myself and I didn't have anyone to tell me otherwise. So, you know, because baby streamer and it's like, you know, not a lot of people watching or whatever. So, anyhow, realize that I'm starting to run low on silk, so I'm going to go farm some. Have my little spider companion here helping me out. Had a pretty productive run earlier. I went to the volcano, I mined a bunch of obsidian nodes, I collected a bunch of gold, and then I got a lucky meteor shower, and I mined a couple of meteors for star metal, so I'm pretty good on that too. Mining didn't go perfectly because of I thought I had enough explosive arrows and I didn't. Like, it usually takes one each of either explosive orbs or explosive arrows to crack those so you can mine them. And sometimes I feel like it's one of those things where I don't think it's deliberately like some are tougher than others. I think it's just that sometimes the game doesn't register the hit for some reason. So I wasted my last 4 arrows on one meteor that just didn't want to crack, and I ended up not cracking it. But I mined the other 2 for a fair amount, though. Where is that? Might have to go through these hyenas to get to the spider cave, but I'd rather not. I fight these guys. I fought these guys a million times, and it's just getting dull to keep whacking the same guys over and over. Let me go around them. I don't know if there's really a no encounters way to... Well, I guess not. Let me just avoid these guys. I don't know if I can just outrun them. They don't really have anything that great for me right now. Don't exactly know where I'm going anymore here. You know, if they're going to insist on doing things this way.
You picked the wrong fight!
Yeah, that was a whole lot of nothing. I'll press F to pay respects, and by pay respects I mean loot all. Just gotta put their stuff to good use, I guess. I think I'm gonna end up fighting a couple of hyenas regardless. Yeah, these guys are in the way no matter how I try to go around them. So I hope everyone's having a great morning. It's a beautiful sunny morning here in New Jersey. Looks like it's going to be pretty hot today. Or maybe it just feels that way because we're still working on getting that air conditioner fixed. If you notice the lack of a rumbling air conditioner in the background. That's because it's not ours ain't working. Not the main one anyway. We have the room ACs taking up the slack, but we have the fan trying to blow it down the hallway, but it's not really optimal. Fortunately, my PC being liquid cooled hasn't complained about it yet, so it seems to be working pretty well regardless. Harvesting spiders with this the scythe sometimes gets you silk. Sometimes you get a little bonus silk that way. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to take care of all these because they're just gonna follow me into the cave otherwise, I think. Something's still chasing me and I can't see it. One green NV. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. You're just in time. We're about to go into the spider cave and farm a little bit of silk. Maybe take on the boss, depending on how I feel about it. I don't want to get my new friend here killed, but I think we might be able to take him. Oh, going to lurk. Well, fair enough. Enjoy your sleep. I hope I'll try not to be too loud. And thank you for your support. Alright, we've got a little bit of gossamer, which we need to make silk. They changed something on this at some point that you used to be able to spin gossamer into the silk at the armorer's bench, I believe it was. And then at some point they decided that was stupid and they should get rid of it because why make it convenient? So I don't think that they... I originally thought maybe they just moved that to a different workbench, but I think it's just gone. I think the same thing with twine. I don't know if you can make... I can't remember. Well, no, twine, I think you make it the... what is it, Tanner's bench now? But it would be nice if they moved silk over there. I don't know why they decided silk had to be scarce or had to take longer to make. See, this one's spitting silk at me, but that's not what I'm looking for. There we go. Put a light on that. Open the creator dashboard and he'll give you 2 more views. I appreciate the tip, yeah. I mean, I am trying to. I know I'm kind of baby streamer, still learning this, and it's, you know, I'm trying to be a little more lively. I think honestly, my last stream, I kind of was dead air for long periods because I was thinking a little too hard. But I'm definitely trying to get actual, like, you know, live breathing viewers to this. Okay. I love that they have this new pounce attack. They kind of reworked these little guys, and well, aside from that, the followers get all the new attacks and stuff too. But now they can. Yeah. See, that's the thing about. Like, if somebody comes into the channel and it's just me sort of staring into space, that's the... You know, this is the thing that basically every successful streamer that I've been around has told me, is that you just have to get used to talking to yourself like the room is full. You know, it just sort of dance like nobody's watching kind of situation. Just so that... You know, just so that the stream feels alive if somebody just wanders in, because if there's nothing going on, they just sort of wander back out. I mean, granted, that's a lot easier said than done, at least for me, anyway. Social skills were never really my forte. I know, hard to believe, a gamer with no social skills? Wow. That never happens. But Yeah, I'm working on it. Really, part of the reason I do this is just to get practice for that in general. Let's see what I got. Boom! Alright. That took care of that. I think I let my torch go out. Oh, yeah. I was using the Warhammer for a minute, and that needs both hands. I carry the mace and the Warhammer because when I want to use a torch or a shield in the offhand, it's nice to have that. Alright, what are you doing now? I'm doing it again. I think that guy merits the Warhammer, though. Get over here. I don't know how these things are different from the regular ones. Like, I know that there's the brown spiders, and then there's like green ones like I have, and then there's these sort of Black Widow looking things here. And then there are these huge, but I don't know which one is like the greater spider or which one has better stats. Oh, thanks for the follow, Puppy Pound Gaming. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I went through my, I went through my follows recently, and I just wanted to see, you know, if there's anyone out there who's streaming, maybe, you know, maybe throw them a follow back for the heck of it. Any questions about streaming or Conan, just ask. If I think of any, I'll be sure and let you know. Generally speaking, I've been doing Conan long enough that I finished the journey, so there aren't too many surprises left for me here. But, I mean, there's always, I'm sure that there's still stuff that I'm unaware of. There are a few areas that still feel a little bit too tough to me for being a solo player who doesn't really play with a team or guild or clan or anything. Like, you know, there's some areas that I sort of run through and touch the tablets to get the recipes, and then I get the heck out of there because I know that they seem to be balanced around like you're bringing your entire guild with you, and even with a really strong follower, I'm not sure I can hack it. Like the War Maker Sanctuary can fuck right off. I know that I'm not going to beat the arena champion. She basically one-shots me every time she even graces me with that thing. Just a good throw. Yeah, I mean, I probably, if I build up one of the better ones, maybe, but, you know, there's also, like, I mean, I don't really, like, I'm mostly playing this to chillax, you know, to be honest, and, like, I've done the parts, there were some parts of the game that I kind of really had to sweat to get through, and I'm not really looking to do the, you know, the ultra hard mode parts. I mean, if I don't beat all of the toughest bosses in the world, I can probably live with myself. I mean, even this guy, like, you know, this is a relatively starting zone. The spider still gets me sometimes if I'm careless. It's just starting to look like that's how it's going right now. Take that. I remember I lost a pet Sand Reaper that was pretty good level to this guy once, which I didn't even think was possible. I would have thought something with a poison attack wouldn't get poisoned to death by this boss, but I was mistaken. Apparently it does not work like that. And they did that thing where I couldn't get them to retreat because they kept ignoring the retreat order. And by the time I figured out what was going on, you know, it was too late. Well, hopefully that's not going to be a repeat. I don't know how much damage this guy can do to my my pet over here. gonna try not to find out. Oh, you know what? I'm already... Nah, this is already going bad. My guy's already got health missing. I think I have enough Gossamer for now. Let's get out of here. I might come back here with my daggers later and see if that guy wants to dance, but I don't feel like doing it right now. You know, that thing never gets any less scary. Please don't follow me out here. Oh, I told you not to do that. Yeah, we're gonna bravely run away here. I'm really here for the silk, not for that guy anyway. Where is my... You didn't stay to fight him, did you? Where the hell are you? Oh, great. Oh, there you are. Thank goodness. Come on back. Yeah, our business is concluded here. Now, just how much did I get? That's a good amount. There we go. Put my torch away because it's daylight. Oh yeah, I have that. The Numidian, that legendary helm. It repairs your weapon when you get hit. Yeah, I actually used that to repair. There were a couple of legendary weapons that I used that when I didn't have a legendary weapon repair kit. I put that on and went somewhere that I could get hit a few times to get to max, so that because I had used a few swings of it, and then I realized that I couldn't put like a buff like the weapon damage thing on it because it's not at full health. So I took it out with that helm, and I used that to get my legendary back up to snuff. Alright, come and get it. Did he almost jump off a cliff trying to hit me? Yeah, I'm not chasing that. Let's see if this guy wants some food over here. Oof. You know, I keep forgetting that I'm playing on stream, and like, even if I can fumble through that in the dark, but nobody can see what the fuck's going on. Really need to do this and not this, because I really love as much as I love my Warhammer, I can't use a torch with it. I think my little friend is blocking my doorway. Could you just... Yeah, there you go. Great. Yeah, it also drops, another drop you can get from that guy is this, there are these throwing daggers that are really high damage. Like, you get a stack of 10 of them. If you're lucky, sometimes you get that instead of the helm. I haven't really tried those to see if they're practical or if they're just, you know, they're just sort of there for the novelty. Oh, okay, here's a fun little thing I did. I don't know if you've seen this, but yeah, this part of Shattered Bridge where I built my base here. Yeah, I made the little ramp so I can go up here and do this when I'm coming back. So that's my Zath altar over there. And that's my base. That's a nice aerial view of my base. I guess we can Don't know how good it looks in the dark from up here because I think I'm out of draw distance of the torches and stuff I put up there. But yeah, I got a little complex around the middle part of the shattered bridge that's cut off from everything else. Never used them. Yeah, I mean, I figured it was just there, just, you know, just for the novelty. Yeah, so this is, around that middle part is where I, like, around this section of the little island there is where I built most of my complex. And it's actually, it's not all on one grid. It's like I started a building here, a building there, and then one over around the middle section. That little plate under my trebuchet is all different. You know, that's aligned different. And then there's that whole apartment building thing over there is aligned to the part I built around the middle of the bridge. Because I finally realized what I was doing and actually started, you know, spreading the foundation out so I could build things on the same grid instead of everything's on 4 different grids. Been playing since release, so I don't even use a bow. So unless getting star metal or fighting. Oh. Yeah, I actually kind of like the archery in this. I mean, it's not perfect, but, you know, it's fun to plink things sometimes. I've definitely cheesed a few bosses that way. And I like the special arrows. I use like things like the poison arrows a lot. Like those are great in some areas because against some of the purges, because guys will just bunch up to like bang on your walls, and you just, you know, you like stand on the roof and like, you know, drop a few poison arrows on them, and suddenly they stop doing that. So yeah, here's what it looks like in the daytime. Day-night cycle went by pretty fast here. And I have so many followers on this island that it is not even funny. I'm amazed that I'm amazed that the game doesn't crash when I go here sometimes. Alright, so we're gonna YOLO it back down there. Yay! Just gonna action park that shit. Yeah, I killed a dragon once, and I felt like, I think I got the achievement for it or something, and, well, I did the undead dragon, which you have to do for the main quest, so to speak, so as much as this game has a main quest, you know what I'm talking about. Hate having an uneven amount to this. Used to be that if you had the armorer's bench, you could make 1 gossamer to 1 silk, but apparently that's what they thought was OP for some reason. You know, the PvP balance experience, or the, you know, the must be a whole different, like, I don't play PvP, and it must be a whole different world because they're constantly adjusting the weirdest things, or they were for about the past year. It seems to have mostly stabilized now. Had to limit the followers to 50 per clan, and my server got so bad it was using 95% of the CPU. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is a solo game where, like, if it chugs a little bit, it's not the end of the world. But and I'm mostly doing it just, I collect followers a lot more than I actually use them. I mean, since I actually turned off the purges and the sandstorm a little while back because I'd kind of had my fill of them. And I was getting that thing where purges would just spawn in the, you know, the weirdest nonsensical places. Like I would just have, sometimes I would get purges coming from, say, 3 different directions around this island. And then some of the waves would just start spawning undead, like right here where I'm standing for no apparent reason whatsoever. And that's why I parked this, like, small army of legacy thralls up here. You know, but it's, you know, I started getting weary of rebuilding this cute little tower after a while because it kept getting trashed every time they came up here. So after, like, the last purge that I had around the Highlands base, I decided that one actually went pretty normally. Nothing, like, started spawning on the roof or anything, so I was pretty happy I got through that with minimal losses. But then I decided, you know, maybe I'll just take a vacation from that feature. Yeah. See, having to make the silk by hand, is just... It also, like, you know, it's kind of distracting. It makes even less sense that I'm doing this in the background while I'm just, you know, apparently I'm doing this by telepathy while I'm just running around. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense the workbench does it by itself either, but, you know, survival games. Just gonna see if I can repair my outfit real quick. This thing's taking a beating. I have a ton of these, though. I've been slapping them on all my thralls lately, ever since I figured out how to make it. Put that back on. There. It's pretty classy looking. And I've got my Drachetto war paint on, too. So just took my server down today so I could add a few more mods to it. It'll have race and class-based perk system, increase the max level. Oh, wow. Max level to 300. Well, that's going to be something else. In-game extended weapon arsenal. I think I've heard of that one. I've seen people talk about that. PvP-style area into the PvE game. A lot of higher-level mobs. Yeah, you know, the modability of this game, I've heard... I don't really use a lot of mods. I think the only thing that I used for a while was back when the vanity mirror was broken and didn't do what it was supposed to do. Or I think even... Well, also, I think this mod came out before the vanity mirror was a thing. But they had something called Character Edit Lite, or Carrot at Lite, I think, on the Steam Workshop, which... you know, basically did everything that the, like, Vanity Mirror or Orb of Nurgle does, but, you know, and then some. And it was a really handy thing to have if you were into the role-playing aspect of the game or running an RP server. But I uninstalled that because once they fixed the Orb of Nurgle, well, the Vanity Mirror became Orb of Nurgle, and they fixed the problems with it, and then I didn't really need that anymore. Because the additional features that you could, you know, you could add weird things to your character, I really wasn't that interested in using. I like the fish in this. You see the fish? I don't know if you can see the fish going by in the river here. Hello, little fish. This makes me happy. I like little details like this. That's a fun time there. Alright, so once I'm finished spinning all this stuff, I think I'm gonna drop it in there because I use it in the Zath altar more than I use it anywhere else. Looks like it's going to be about 3 minutes before that's done, though. I would really rather just sort of stick this in a, you know, workbench and just have it come back and have it done, but... And I found the legendary tanner who has some recipe related to that, and it's completely unhelpful and not the thing I thought it was going to be, so... I don't know why they bothered with that. You can? Which workbench did they move that to? Because honestly, I don't know if I don't know if I screwed up. I might not have, or if there's one that I have to build that I haven't built yet. But I thought I had. Well, let me go into my main area. I can show you the main building anyway. Because this is where I'm able to... It's still in the armor bench? Do you have to have a tier 4 armor to do it or something? Or maybe I have to pick up the bench and place it again or something? I don't know. Because I don't see it. I have the improved armors bench. Did they move it to the regular one? I think I had a regular one here. Not there than the Tanner table. Okay. Well, we have layered... the thing to make layered silk, but I don't see the thing to just spin silk, like gossamer, into regular silk. Like this, the layered silk thing, I know that you need for the epic quality light armors. Or maybe if, I don't know if it's a glitch that I have to, but I think I've placed Tanner's tables really recently enough after the update that the recipe should be there. Yeah, I have the ones to make strip hide and to make, make plant fiber from vines, to make twine from vines, and to make twine from plant fiber, and make the hard leather, layered fur, and layered silk. Yeah, because I think a few updates ago, I think they did something with that. I mean, unless there's some kind of master... I don't know if the... I know that there's a higher level armors and blacksmith things, like for the... I think the campaign bench or whatever, the one that's supposed to be if you're trying to equip an entire guild. Basically, if you're literally trying to equip an army. That's what it's... you know, when they kind of added all those new super versions of the workbenches. I don't think I ever built any of the super versions. I might not even have them unlocked in my feats, actually. I think I just went to, I went as far as... Yeah, I never got Grandmaster Armor. Well, I don't... Well, I could. I mean, I have enough points. I could... If I juggle points around, I could get it, but... yeah, there's the campaign armor's bench and garrison armor's bench. Maybe these have that recipe now, and just they didn't, they removed it from the lesser ones. I do know that, yeah, the thing to make twine is on the... That's definitely on the Tanner's bench. I remember not being able to find it for a while, and I realized they moved that over here. Actually, how much does a Tanner's bench cost? I wonder if it's like I have to throw down a new one. Because I don't know if... I don't think all of my Tanner's benches are from before that update, though. I could just throw one on the ground outside and see what happens. Throw this here for a minute. I can dismantle it if it's not useful. Yes, just has the same recipes. And I do have a legendary tanner here, but if I put him in the tanner's table, I think, what does that get me again? Okay, now I'm not even seeing, I know he had a recipe and I'm trying to remember. If it's not here, it must be somewhere else. Maybe it's when I put him at, if I put him at an armorer's table or something. I can take this guy out of here for a minute and see what happens. No, he doesn't even go here. Yeah, because I'm not 100% sure, just because I'm not really an authority on this game's mechanics, but I was pretty sure that they got rid of that, and that was actually a big source of complaint for a lot of people. I think it was this one. Let me say. Yeah, he gets. If I put the elite tanner at an artisan table, I get the extract silk recipe added, but that's to turn grubs into silk. So if you have a bunch of grubs from compost heaps, and you have no other source of silk in the area, because you get such piddling amounts of silk, and have to wait for the grubs to, I don't know where you think you're going to get grubs otherwise, except for compost heaps, and they don't come back that fast anymore. So yeah, that's kind of a non-starter for me. I'm not even sure why they added that. But I think it's like if you're in the middle of, if you're building a base somewhere that you need some amount of silk for something, and there's just no spider caves anywhere, and you don't want to go ship stuff between bases. But I don't really understand the point of having that there. Yeah, I should build stuff like the garrison. Nope, I think they did take it out. Yeah. And I feel like that's something I would mod back in if I knew how to do it, but you know, I guess I'll just live with it. But I did make it. I mean, I do have a lot of resources, because this base has been from like well over a year ago, like before all of the rebalances really hit. So I have a lot of, I mean, I lived it up pretty good before they made things a little more challenging. Like I started back when fish traps just made their own fish, basically, and you didn't even have to bait them. So, that was a lot of free food in the early game, which was helpful. Build the heat efficient first. Yeah, I should at least try the master workbenches. The one thing that I made that I spent a lot of time with was the dye bench. Like, I've been dyeing everything like fun colors. Like this is like this thing I'm wearing is like all pink and purple and whatever, and I'm very happy with it. Same amount as the improved furnace, but without a thrall, it's almost twice as fast. See, if I knew that, I probably would have tried to find room for one a while ago. Yeah, this is the base floor of my apartment building thing here. Like, I moved all my workbenches over there. I have a bunch of stoves and campfires. I mean, this is really, a lot of this is for show. Like, it's not that often anymore that I really need to cook something in 4 campfires or 4 stoves at the same time, but it makes the place look lived in. And I have some of my other gadgets like fluid presses and grinders and dryers and scattered around on this side. And on this side is almost all of my crafting a couple of thrall pots, little memorial for the turtle nest I built over, which I still feel kind of sad about. Please, think of the turtles. Gonna leave these over here, even though I really don't need to make them into twine right now. I just never know what to do with these otherwise. Oh, and I slapped some paintings up on these support pillars to, you know, make it look nice. Oop. Alright. And if I show the, this is more or less what the apartments look like. I've got a couple of benches and a bed for my artisans. This is, again, also, you know, I've never actually had this many artisans working at once. This was, I sort of collected them for a while and didn't know what to do, and now I have a whole family of thralls and artisans over here. They love blocking you in at doorways, don't they? Could you please... Oh, fine. Do this. And now follow me. Great. Yeah, so this is more or less what the floors look like. And if I go all the way up this staircase, there's several floors, more or less the same floor plan as that. And then up here I have a place to grow some plants, a place to catch some sun, and my vanity mirror thing. Elevators to my map room over my vaults building. Lots of radium light so I can see my way around here in the dark. I'm gonna put some chairs around this and make this sort of like a rooftop dining thing. Haven't gotten around to that yet. I keep forgetting. Yeah, so this is what I've been working on for most of the hours that I've been playing this game. It's mostly just building up this nonsense. Playing on a friend server 4 days. 5 archers, 4 fighters, 10 pets, 3 large chests full of crafting thralls and archeries. Wow. Yeah, see, part of the reason I started spreading the base out like this is that I could, like, I didn't want to just have all my, like, just catch, like, 20 artisans and just have them sitting in a chest as icons, so I just wanted to, you know, actually be able to see them and have them all, like, you know, at little workbenches or whatever. This is also another thing I used to do way too much was when I had, early on, when I had the, you know, the taxidermy things, like, for making trophies. You know, I stuck a lot of, like, I used practically every head that I got from a monster. I ended up, like, sticking on a wall somewhere. I've thankfully stopped doing that, but I've left this up just as a reminder, but... And also this whole building here is like covered in crocodile heads because I was just constantly doing that. Growing some black lotus over here. Now I said I was going to drop that silk in the Zath altar, so why don't I go do that? I know I occasionally aggro somebody from that camp over there who wanders around here. Not this time, though. Take the rest of this and put it in a chest. It would be nice if there was like a, you know, Grandmaster's, like, Tanner's table or something and still had the recipe, but I guess that's, that'll never be a thing again. I don't know what else to do with my follower to, you know, where we should go to try to level up. So I don't really, not sure what kind of threats we can take on right now. I know one, actually, I know one place we could go. I could go farm some of those, yeah, alright. Just gonna maybe go to the sinkhole and farm some of those undead hyena. Want them to return there where I can see their spawn point if we get separated. Shouldn't have any trouble though. I mean, I wipe these things out all the time. I don't think that we're going to have any trouble taking them down. I never got any rock nose pets. I wasn't really too interested in them because, like, for a while they were kind of like the most boring enemy in the game. I mean, aside from, like, that cool thing where they jump out of the ground, like, they're, you know, they had practically no moveset or anything. Although they've also kind of overhauled those, and now they're actually pretty cool, so I might go through the trouble of getting one at some point. Alright, let me see what I can do. For some reason, it takes them a few seconds to spawn. Also, did I not take my follower with me? Because I'm going to be really embarrassed if that's the case. I was pretty sure they were following me when I teleported. Oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. They could be gold or silver rock nose. They'll produce all the gold and silver you need. Interesting. Mostly getting these. I'm gonna mine these guys for putrid meat so I can to use in my compost heaps. It's a fast way if you need lots of fertilizer for anything. I don't really need it, but, you know, it's something to do. I think I'm just going to bandage because I'm being a little careless here. The bandaging animation still looks kind of stupid, but what are you going to do? Now, since they changed them, you might be able to make them produce coal and obsidian, etc. Interesting. It's an odd thing to add to the game. See, they spent so much time trying to be like, you know, it feels like they spent so much time changing things like, well, this, you know, this or that resource is too easy to get. And now it's almost like they're doing the opposite. Did I really bring this guy with me? Wow. Wow. That's me not paying attention. I'm carrying my legendary Tanner with me in my pocket, apparently. Yeah, I did not mean to bring him out here. I meant to put him back in back by the Tanner's table. Or the Tanner's bench, whatever it is. Tanning station. And despite my best efforts, I'm still over encumbered here. Alright, what can I drop in here? I'm not going to make more of these right now, so I don't need that. Leave the hyena heads as a warning to others. Facing the wrong way. Alright, that's more or less the way home. Dig the vanity camera. To make them into gold rock noses, you put them in the pen with shades. Oh, I see. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that I haven't really done all that much with the shade spice. I have not really used as. I know it apparently gets you better followers, but I haven't really used that all that much. It's not like I go and farm it. I just had some for. I think I used up a bunch of it leveling one of my followers that eats shade spiced materials. I forget which one, but I don't. It's not like I have a lot of it on hand anymore. Oh, there's rock noses over there. If you hear a ruckus in the background, that's my cats trying to they're pulling K-cups out of a. I have a Keurig and they're trying to pull the K-cups out of the machine. I gotta go stop them. Excuse me. Rocky, Rambo, what are you doing? Get out of there. Stop. Yeah, they're a little rambunctious sometimes. I love them to pieces, though. They've been great companions to me. Definitely improves my mood when they're around, even when they're misbehaving a little bit. Level all my thralls and pets in the Midnight Grove. Oh goodness. Yeah, I did Midnight Grove once, and that was and like to get the Jibblesog religion unlocked, and that was enough. That area almost killed me a dozen times, and I mean, I did get some good stuff out of it. One of the nice things I got is that my 2 saber-tooth cubs I got from that area because I picked them up along the way. There's an area with a couple of saber-tooth cubs in it in that dungeon. Why I bothered to pick that up like when I was already kind of riding the struggle bus all the way through that area is a good question, but somehow it all worked out in the end. So I'm pretty happy about that. Oh, there you are. Okay, great. 2 saber-tooths, 2 hyenas, and 2 bears you can get in there. Yeah, I definitely could never have carried all that back, but I'm glad I got the saber-tooths. Those are those would have been the hardest to get somewhere else. Because I know there's that ice canyon where you can find a couple, but that's another area that I avoid like the plague. I mean, granted, I know I'm on a solo server, and if I really wanted to, I could just turn the combat difficulty down or something, but I hate doing that. I mean, I like that some parts of the world are dangerous enough that I can't just plow through them. Even if I don't necessarily want to do that content all the time, I like that there's parts of the game that are still hard for me, and that I would have to figure out something to be able to get through them. Because, that one area, that Midnight Grove thing was a nightmare for me. I mean, I know it's like I hear from a lot of people all the time, it's like, well, the combat in this game is too easy, and apparently that influenced a lot of the balance changes over the past couple of years. But I mean, I'm not coming to this from Dark Souls or Monster Hunter or anything like that. I'm just, this is basically like my first survival game and my only survival game. And, for me, the combat, I feel like most of it is like tough but fair, and I'm not really looking for it to be, super unforgiving. Okay, now what was I doing when I came back here? Well, I don't know if this is even... Oh yeah, I was gonna try and, let's run over here so I can fix that first of all. Can't believe I took this guy with me. What am I doing? Come here. Now I want this guy to follow me and, well, well, girl, this is Elvira, my pet spider here, but, you know, she's always up my ass when I'm in a doorway, but she doesn't want to come over here when she has an item I need to pick up. Yeah, I mean, I know that, I mean, I'm aware that there's a lot of powerful thralls you can get, and so on. It's just, that's one of the things that kind of, honestly, I'm not really a huge fan of how the combat is all about the thralls now. Like, you know, you have, like, a few hundred health usually at most, and, like, the thralls have health into the thousands, and it kind of feels like you're watching them have all the fun sometimes. I mean, I like having followers in games generally. I like when they give you, like, a companion or a follower or something who actually does stuff that's useful and just doesn't just get in the way and take friendly fire attacks all the time. Or aggro things that they're not supposed to. And I feel like, I mean, as derpy as the Thrall AI is in this, it mostly does the job well enough. But I feel kind of bad that the metas got to the point where they're kind of required. Like, that I'm not a huge fan of. Like, it seems like they sort of get all the glory now. So, I mean, that's a mixed blessing. Like, I mean, I love having all my, you know, my small army, like, dancing around here and whatever. But it's sort of like, if you don't, you know, it's sort of, it's all about, like, how you level and equip the thrall now instead of, you know, like, how well the, you know, how well you, like, level and equip the player character. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like, see, that's the thing with a lot of game difficulty in general. There's this problem that once, like, if you ever, I don't know if you've ever seen people who try to do Skyrim on Legendary, or they'll play Oblivion with the difficulty slider turned all the way up, so it's like everything does 6 times damage to you, and you only do like 1/6 damage to everything, something like that. But the problem with that is that you end up, like, it ends up forcing the player to do stupid things to, like, you kind of have to, like, exploit and cheese the system to be able to keep up. Like, you have to do things that sort of don't make a lot of sense. And at that point, I feel like it's not really great for the game. Because it's not, like, just giving everything, like, a ton more health or whatever, so that everything is just like an infinite meat sponge. I don't feel like that's a great way to implement difficulty. Like, they're not really making the fight difference, they're just making it longer. And, you know, you're just constantly, like, so I very rarely do. Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of stuff, like, solo or before they added, like, leveled thralls, when the thralls, like, had sort of reasonable stats compared to the player. I mean, I understand part of the problem with thralls is that, you know, given that the thrall AI being what it is, they're going to keep, like, a lot of times they just walk into attacks, so they kind of have to give them a little more health just because they're, or, you know, and like, a lot of games do this. Like, if you look at, like, Half-Life, for example, your followers will have, like, really rapid health regen because they're just, you know, they're constantly just going to be walking into attacks, and there's really, you know, they just can't make them smart enough to stop doing that. But, yeah, I was going to throw this in here, right? See, when I start talking in circles, I start running in circles. It's like almost, I've noticed this, is that when I start rambling about stuff, my character starts rambling all over the base. Because I'm not paying attention. Yeah, I mean, I know that it's, and again, it's like, I mean, this is still a good game. I'm still enjoying the game a lot, or I still would not really, you know, I wouldn't be sinking this much time into it if it was just making me miserable. You know, it was a little rough for a while when I was learning, you know, having to relearn things to keep up with all the changes they were making, because a lot of these changes hit before I'd even finished all the main content I want to do, like the journey and, like, getting the keystone and whatever. So, like, some of those came across as setbacks, and I was a little displeased with them. But I think most of the changes on the balance have been for the best. They've added a lot of cool stuff that wasn't always here before, so... And I appreciate the new content. It's mostly been to my liking. So I can't complain too much about it. I think it's still an excellent game. Just, you know, it just went through a few bumps for a while there. I was going to divide this up evenly, now I don't care. Close enough. Hey, thanks, I appreciate you dropping in. Enjoy your sleep, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I appreciate the advice. I'm definitely, like, I do appreciate the insights into how it's interesting to see the stuff that you can do in the game. It's just like I'm not really looking to super like min-max everything, but it is. I do appreciate your insights into what I can do in this, so I'll keep it in mind. And I hope you drop in again sometime. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. What we got here? More of that in there. I don't know what this is doing in here. I must have fumbled my inventory. I left a dagger in the fridge. It's like real life when my glasses and whatever end up in there. I don't know why my followers suddenly just forgot how to follow. Where did I put them? Why are they not following at all now? Did I get them killed? What happened? Hello? Oh, man. Okay, what happened here? Oh, I left them guarding something. Alright. Yeah. Park them down here. Okay, they were still holding the rest of my meat supply. Where's it keeping? Demon blood, right over there. Well, that's the one I was actually using, too, so I somehow left... If I needed this and didn't have it, that would have been awkward. Good morning, Demon Grin. How you been doing? I remember you from last time, I think. Well, time before last. Hope life has been treating you well. Yeah, we've been having a fun time this morning. I'm just buzzing around my base doing. Well, I was farming a little silk earlier so I could, keep this fabulous outfit in good shape because I need that to repair it. And I realized I was starting to run out. So now I have that stocked up over there, and I should be good for a little while. I made this outfit over here in the Altar of Zath, and now I have enough I should be able to take care of that for a bit. Just had some breakfast chili. Oh, that sounds delicious. I love chili. Chili is amazing. I actually have a few chili recipes. I did this one. It was like a friend kind of inspired me to do this because I remember I posted my chili recipe once, which, she's very nice about it. That's like, she welcomes all recipes, and she was like, but I was like, oh, well, she's a vegan, so this isn't really very useful to her. And I came up with like an apple chili recipe, which I kind of like made like a meatless chili. And I need to do that again sometime. I haven't made that in a while. Because once I figured out the seasonings, it came out pretty nice. Day after chili, because the next day after cooking, it's always so much better. Yeah, that is one of those recipes that seems like once it sort of settles, that like all the flavors blend, it actually does seem better the next day. That's absolutely true. It's one of those things that actually improves as leftovers. It's one of the things that makes that so great. Also, I know that this is, as far as like my chili recipes, I know that this is like, this is heresy in some parts of the country, that like, that's not real chili, but, I do put beans in my chili. So, I always make it like chili with beans. Like whether I'm making it with meat or like the other variety I was talking about. But, to each their own. Yeah, mine I make it, like, I can make it with pinto beans usually, or, like, if, I sometimes actually, I use that, like, if you ever seen the Goya beans, like, they make that 16-bean soup mix, which is, like, a little bit of each of, like, about 16 different types of beans. Like, instead of the 1 pound bag just being 1 pound of, like, pinto or whatever, it's, like, it's, like, an ounce each of, like, 16 different kinds. And it, gives it some color and texture and makes the presentation a little more interesting. I like doing it. I mean, I don't always use that, but when I have that available, I like to use it. I also actually like to use it for making bean soup sometimes. And I have a bunch of apples that I need to do something with soon, so they're still good. They're in the fridge right now, but I have to make a plan for those apples if I, either that or I gotta make a fruit salad or something soon. Of course, I've been, like, spending a little too much time doing this, so, falling a little bit behind on that. Still getting used to the streaming thing. I've only been doing this regularly for about a week. Like, I've done, like, sort of baby test streams and stuff before, but, like, months or years ago. But I didn't start doing it regularly until recently. I'm not really sure why, like, what really got me to start doing it. I guess I just figure if I spend so much time here, is this like my games are my main entertainment, so you know, I may as well at least like share some of that with the world. I don't remember why I'm carrying the light arrows. I think I was going to use them in the spider cave and I never used them. Alright, well, I'm going to go get my follower, and then we're going to go maybe gain my follower a couple of levels, hopefully. If I don't get them killed first. It's always a toss-up. I know what I could go. I could go mine some crystal. That'd be a pretty good use of time, actually. And that place is right here. I don't think I've been to the Imp Cave in a while. Am I going the right way? Cavern of Fiends, yeah. Alright. Corn, zucchini, squash, bell pepper, and onion. And grown on the... Oh, garden grown, too. Wow. See, that's real home cooking there. Yeah, I remember our neighbors used to have a garden back in the day. I mean, we never really got into that, but it really does make a difference. And it's very satisfying when you get, you get to make the all natural stuff yourself. I know practically nothing about gardening, though. I mean, if I might take that up again sometime if I ever get some property where it's convenient to do so, but, you know, I would basically be starting from almost nothing, because definitely beginner at that. I know that plants grow in the grounds. That's about as much as I'm aware of. Boop. Just need to boop these guys before I... so they're not nibbling my ankles while I'm trying to find things. This isn't the best tool to collect these guys with, but... Did I leave any? No, I didn't. Just gotta get the boss. Here we go. Now I'm going to... I don't know why I gave them that. Not killing followers. My level 17 Black Rhino mount randomly died guarding as I built my Highland space. Oh no. Oh. You sure like this was an actual they died and not like they fell through the mesh but they're still on your followers list? Like something got at them? So I've had that happen. I've had both happen. I mean, like... I've learned how to recover followers from the menu, so thank goodness for that, even though it has an hour cooldown. But yeah, that sucks. I've lost some good... I've lost one that I think it was like maybe a level 16 or so Rhino mount once because I died when they were following me into summoning place and they got gangbanged before I got back. Check the event log because, oh yeah. Yeah, that can happen. The Highlands is brutal. The Highlands, like, if you even run into that stupid, like, that one skull, like, white direwolf that's by the aqueduct or something of that nature, you know, they can wipe out so many followers so fast if they're not very beefy. And very well armed. Like, I lost a follower that was like 10th level follower, maybe like almost instantly to one of those. And then they went and like just rampage. They went and took out a whole bunch of followers I had that were still 0 level that were nearby. And like, you know, I died twice trying to get the situation under control before I finally, you know, the rest of us finally took the damn thing out. Wouldn't mind if something killed it, but there's 0 hostile spawns or a million. Yeah, that's weird. I'm getting, I don't know if anyone else is getting this, but I'm getting a lot of, like, well, one, I'm getting a lot of, I come back, like, say I have followers sort of moved around slightly when I get back, and sometimes they'll be like half a tile or maybe a whole tile away from where they're supposed to be, and as if they had moved, but they didn't, and they're not near any spawn points. A lot of people have complained about the same thing on the forums, I think. And it's really irritating when you have, like, you know, an archer on the edge of a roof and the game moves them a little bit and then they're on the floor next to the building. And, you know, kind of defeats the purpose of having them there. So I have to keep moving them back into place when that happens. And I also get, like, sometimes my guys seem to alert when I didn't think that there was anything nearby. I don't know what's... The game is definitely... It's got some ongoing glitches and stuff going on. It's all... I mean, this game seems like it's permanently a work in progress. I am so sorry that you can't see a damn thing because my torch ran out. I'm like, all I can see is... The only way I can see what I'm mining is that these crystals glow in the dark. Gonna try to wrap this up and get out of here. I got 2 stacks, that's enough. Let me get back into the daylight so I can, you know, not have to be like, take my word for it as far as what I'm doing here. Yes, that is annoying. I get that a lot. And I get enemy AI running past me or slowly walking towards me like I'm not there and they're searching. Yeah, I'm getting, I mean, all of that I've been getting every weird glitch that you could see with thrall behavior and enemy behavior. Like that same wolf that I was talking about in the Highlands, like I was, a couple of days ago I was streaming and I killed the regular wolf that's always right next to it. And it's basically, you know, he just like stood there facing the other way like he was on a smoke break or something. And I, you know, and didn't aggro me until after I like already harvested the other one. See, that one area is a bad area because if the other one if the normal wolf next to him turns out to be a possessed, then you have 2 badasses that you have to deal with. And the game's logic for placing the you know, the demonic or the possessed ones, you know, like kind of like the Black Kappa and stuff like that, you know, that's, or the undead hyenas. You know, it doesn't seem to care if it just placed one. You know, it's like sometimes I'll get 2 hyenas that turn out to both be possessed that are right next to each other, and that's a fun time. Like if I'm wearing like the light armor like this, sometimes I get taken out like by surprise. It's happened once. That's why I learned to be careful around that area, even though regular hyenas are just no threat at all at this point. Just gonna drop this torch evidently into these. Just grab a couple more. I should really have 2. I should have a backup for when that happens. Yeah. Just gonna chuck these in here so I don't lose them. Got a few extra in here. I love how when you kill that, like, that super imp, you get, like, the little, like, cauldron or whatever that he was using as a helmet. That's cute. AI tweaks since the combat update are so wonky. Going to the Black Galleon is dumb because everything aggroes if you attack someone. See, that part, like, that's tough and dangerous, and it will kill me if I get careless, or at least it's dangerous to me. I mean, there's people who sort of, like... There's people for whom this entire game is a cakewalk, and I don't understand those people, I guess, like... But, you know, that's actually a fun fight because, like, go there with my Warhammer and just be tearing through guys left and right. And with a good follower, like, that's a huge haul of all these weird kinds of loot that I don't get every day. And the whole, like, you know, the whole ship area is interesting because you got to be careful not to fall off of it. You know, that's a part that's like, it's a pain in the ass, but it's a fun pain in the ass. You know, if that makes any sense. It sucks when you go thrall hunting. Oh, yeah. If it's just killing... Yeah, if you're trying to get one thrall and, like, sort of kite them away so that you can knock them out and run off with them, yeah, I can see how that could be a nightmare. Like, I really hate when you see that one great thrall that, like, you know, you're dying to get, and there's, like, 10 guys all around them ready to tear you apart. And, you know, you're kind of, like, sort of, you know, diving in and trying to smack them and run away. The one thing I found out, like, when a couple of the thralls I got from Seppermeru, I learned this because that happens a lot there, is that when they kite back to their position and they gain health back, they do not gain the knockout bar back, as far as I can tell. So if I get in a few hits on them, run away, everyone tethers, and then I go back, as long as that person doesn't despawn, I can go back and, like, smack them a couple more times. Make a couple of named taskmasters from there. That's a good place to get those, because, you know, you have your pick of a variety, and they're all in one place. There's also always some by that temple area of the volcano, but that's a rough ride just to go get a taskmaster, unless you happen to already be there for some other reason. I got my one legendary taskmaster isn't here. It's at my Highlands base, but I got the yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. That's sad. I think Azura something. But I have him there to, like, so if I get really good thralls in the Highlands, so I can get the best stats out of them. Also, he's the only one I have who knows how to make the chain bindings, which are handy to have. It's like with this and this, I can capture just about anybody. I've gotten pretty good with this. I used to use the blunt javelin a lot. I used before they nerfed it, because that thing was ridiculous. That sometimes it was faster to knock them out with the blunt javelin than to, like, kill them with your actual weapon or your actual javelin. I can see why they changed that, but it was really efficient for a while, because it you know, you can make a bunch of them and they don't weigh all that much either, so you can just carry it around all the time in case you run into a good one that you want to capture. And obviously, like in the early game, because it only needs iron and not, like, you know, not steel or something else. Blunt arrows are good unless you put any points in accuracy. Yeah, I found that out the hard way, because I started trying to capture people with that, and while the blunt arrow itself has something like 1 point of damage, it still counts whatever damage the bow adds to that. So I was still, like, you know, knocking people out permanently when I didn't really want to. You know, but on some of them it does work. I mean, also sometimes if you get, you know, if you put the concussion thing on the Warhammer, like, sometimes you'll knock, depending on how much health that each enemy you happen to be swinging at has, sometimes you'll, like, leave a few of them knocked out before they actually, you know, before you actually kill them by depleting their health, so you might be able to sort of get people by accident like that if you're not too picky about which followers you're looking for. Yeah, I was going to drop this somewhere else, wasn't I? Yeah, I have loved tapping the vault, I think. I remember, for some reason, I grabbed a whole bunch of legendary weapons and thought I might need this later. This is how I do this. I mean, it's a habit I'm trying to break, but I do this in so many games that I get the really cool stuff and I save it until Doomsday because I think I might need it later, and then later never comes because I just keep using the regular weapons instead, and I never find out what half of this stuff does. Where is it? Got some silver and gold stockpiled up here to make jewelry and battle bikinis. Actually, when I take the battle bikini out of storage, I haven't worn that in a little bit. Is that the one I was wearing? Or the one I was using for a while? Is this damaged? Yeah, it's a little damaged. It's not the end of the world. You see what I... This is from the Durketto DLC. Yeah, and, oh, and I dyed it too. I made it like a purple or something. There we go. I kind of shelved those for a while after I got the Zath outfit, and I love the Zath outfit, but I'm going to change it up a little bit today. There we go. You know, in respect for the stream title and everything. It's my Barbarian Battle Bikini. Rawr. Looking fierce and fabulous. Lane Elise and the gold keenies, yeah. Yeah, you know, this is pretty much the only thing that motivated me to learn how to farm gold in this game is, yeah, but I need more bikinis. So it kind of shows you where my priorities are. Also, I do have the nudity turned on in this. It's just like, I mean, none of my thralls are running around without it, like, unequipped, so, you know, that doesn't really matter that much. The only ones I think I have that, like, are wearing, like, the default dancer thing where they're topless, or, like, the ones over by, what do you call it, the vault around my Highlands base, where I just put a row of them around the vault just because I could, basically, and that's... I don't think I ever actually take them out leveling or anything. So one nice things about, like, I gave up and turned the purges off is that I don't have to worry that they're all... I'm going to come back and find them all slaughtered sometime. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, I mean, before it's like I had such a hard time collecting gold that I didn't even want to take this out for... Well, I put reinforcements on it so it has more health than average. But I didn't want to take it out because, you know, like, I barely had any gold in my inventory, and I also was making more of these outfits to put on my thralls, so... I mean, I have almost 300 gold stacked up in there. I think if I have to repair this, I can probably swing it. It only takes, like, at most... It takes 3 to make each piece, so it doesn't even cost that much to repair it. Yeah, I like this outfit, though. And it's got an agility bonus, so... You can get the effortless leap. Jumping no longer costs stamina. Nice thing to have. I might actually give this back to my thrall. I keep calling everything by the wrong terms because I know the animal followers are not also thrall. Like the human followers are thralls, the animal followers are just animals or pets or monsters or something. I don't know. I'm sure someone will come into... You know, I always opt in for the nudity due to my brain not computing how I can take someone's armor that barely covers anything and magically a t-shirt appears on the model. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like that's one of the taboos that I kind of wish gaming would get over. It's like, because it's kind of funny that, like, so many of the games that have that as a feature, it's just, it kind of gets a bad name because a lot of trashy games just have that as a feature just because they're that's basically their only feature, and they're just not very good games, and they're just kind of tarting it up with that to hype it up. But I mean, this is an actual, like, well-constructed survival game as these things go, and, you know, I feel like it adds to the game rather than detracts from it. So, and also, you know, generally speaking, sword and sorcery is, you know, tries to, like, this kind of, like, sword and sorcery fantasy tries to appeal to all the primal instincts, including that one, and all of our, just like survival games appeal to our basic hunter-gatherer, whatever, you know, that, you know, people are always going on about. And aside from which, this is beautiful. Yeah. I just love the scenery in this game, just like running along the beach and stuff like this. And I have that agility perk, so I can just bunny hop everywhere if I feel like it. Yeah, I dig this. It's cool. I bet you I left my follower somewhere stupid again, didn't I? Hello, follower? No? Yeah, okay. Yes, I did. Oh, I left them in the bank, right? Yeah, given the Conan lore is like, yeah, it's fairly consistent with that, you know, how that sort of world operates. I mean, also in the, you know, given that this is the exiled lands and that people are basically sort of being dumped here as punishment, is like a lot of them basically, they barely have clothes because they've only have like a few rags that they put together. Or, you know, or they're like going in minimal clothing because of the heat or whatever, or whatnot. I mean, when I'm running around like the snow-covered mountains in this, or then it's like a little, you know, well, I just put it down to game logic, but, you know, then it's a little ridiculous, but, you know, I guess I'd rather look good than feel good. I've actually climbed the volcano in this. When I did my achievement for Iron Shadows on the Moon, I think it's called. Oh, okay, camera, please. Thank you. Yeah, when I did that achievement for, like, reach the skies above the exiled lands, there's several ways you can do that. I mean, you can just build something really tall, you can open the console and fly there, or you can climb, like, some parts of the volcano are just high enough to get you there. If you climb the tallest, like, ridge of the volcano. And I think I have screenshots somewhere of me with the, you know, like, standing on there with, like, you know, standing on top of the volcano ridge with the with, like, you know, like basically doing like one of these, like, for the screenshot. That was a fun time. yeah, I mean, that's the, yeah, definitely from a logic point of view, it's like, you know, I guess it's, you know, well, I mean, they wouldn't want to be indecent about, like, you know, you don't want to, like, you know, you wouldn't want to have, like, shocking, you know, shocking, like, bare skin showing when you're, like, crucifying somebody, you know, think of the children. Contemplate this on the Tree of Woe. But first, let's put some underwear on this person, because, you know, it's making me uncomfortable. time is it? I probably have to, in about 20 minutes or so, just letting you know in advance, probably gotta wrap this up because this place gets busy around then, around 10 o'clock. And I really, I do need to take care of some things other than building up hours for my stream. But I am having a fun time, though. I mean, and thank you for being, I really appreciate people dropping in. I've kind of been experimenting with different hours and different times to stream, but the stream before this was kind of a ghost town, so I'm glad a few people dropped in to say hi. I'm getting there, day at a time. Right now I'm kind of futzing around and not really doing much of anything. Should go find something to... Or at least, well, I could show you other parts of the base I think I haven't shown yet. Oh, I think when you were here, I think you saw most of my build. Probably, like you saw up to the top of this thing and that building and so on. I think the only thing I haven't really done anything yet. I wanted to show you this one cool trick I did on the top of the Highlands base. I'd better grab something from here before I go up there, though. Gonna bring some of this with me. Yeah, so I can stay warm. Internet's already starting to bugger us, but it must depend on the different areas. Like I've had Spectrum here and they've actually, like, we had some trouble with them at first, and we didn't realize that it was, like, we're in a house that had, like, the original cable from back when, like, my, family had cable TV installed back when cable TV was a new thing, and, the line was almost completely worthless. And they kept changing the cable modem and the connector, and finally they were like, let's just run a new line, to the pole. And after that, it's worked pretty reliably. I did have it crap out a few times in the middle of the night, but I think it was because we had all those thunderstorms. The problem might have been on their end. I know a lot of people complain about Comcast too. Comcast is another one that seems to have trouble, keeping their connections up. I'm just gonna, I think I left my follower down there, and I think I'm going to leave them. I just want to show you something real quick before I'm done for the day here. And if it's easier for me to run there if I don't have a follower encumbering me. Yeah, I was just watching somebody previously who was like having Comcast struggles, and past couple of days. Okay, yeah, I don't have my follower. That's a good thing because I don't want to bring them here. Zoinks! Can't catch me, ha ha ha. Too fast for you. And I have no reason to fight those guys because they don't drop anything that great. Eat another one of those warming foods. I'm almost over this area. This is a very beautiful bridge. If it wasn't trying to kill me with sheer freezing temperatures, it would be a fun place to hang out. But I just want to get off of here as soon as possible. There we go. I dropped this here because reasons, can't remember why. I guess if I ever need a campfire over there. Oh, it's a high priest over here. Do I have a high priest? Well, you know what I do now. Get over here. Yeah, you. No, not the guys next to you. Nope. Oh, I'm getting taken a beating here. This bikini is not great as armor. I just need to get her far away enough, because I don't think she can really stop me otherwise. Come on. No, 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 no. Not getting hung up on the campfire and stabbed. Alright, I think I see what I gotta do. Almost. Come and get it. Oh, she hit me with the ice sword. Okay, there we go. Could you please move away so I could pick her up? Thanks. Okay, bye. Stagger stun lock needs some adjustment. Well, you know, to be fair, I am like, I have my, you know, my gold lame bikini between me and the world. So I mean, I'm not surprised that I'm getting knocked around a little bit. If I were here with my heavy armor, that fight would have been different. But I love having my encumbrance. Like, you know, I can carry so much more crap when I'm just going with clothing. And aside from which, I just really dig this outfit. I'm willing to accept the hazards of trying to face the exiled lands in this alone. At least occasionally. I mean, there's some fights where I really need the epic armor and so on. Definitely can't do all the game's content like this, but if I'm just doing casual stuff that I know I can more or less outfox most of the enemies without getting hit too much, you know, I like to at least give this a chance. It's also fun for climbing. Now, can I get her over there up onto that thing? See, that's a question. That's all a question there. I don't think I can... I think I can vault up to that holding the chain. See, what I usually do when I'm coming through this area from that teleport is that I swim over to there and I just run along the top of the aqueduct to a thing I'm going to show you in a minute. But if I do that now, like, as soon as I vault up there, I'm going to let go of the chain and I'm going to be trying to fish her out of the water. And sometimes I can fiddle with things until that works, but I'd rather not deal with it right now. I'm just going to run along. See, I would run along the top of that to... You can't see it from here, but I built a thing up there. And it's connected by elevator. If she doesn't despawn... I don't know how much it reduces the stagger, but... I mean, I would think stagger is connected to how much damage you actually take. I don't know if it's how much damage was dealt to you or how much is, like, you take after armor. So, that's actually a good question. But, I mean, it seems like I can afford more mistakes. Like, if I get staggered a little bit in heavy armor, and it's like, you know, I might have time to roll out of it, whereas if, you know, the same same group of enemies stun locks me in this, like, you know, it might all be over before I can do anything. Because I might take too much damage too fast. So it seems to make a difference in that regard. So I do have to be a little more careful when I'm doing this. You know, when I'm wearing this particular outfit. Or when sometimes I used to use the Zamoran Dancer outfits too a lot, but that doesn't give any stat bonuses because that's purely just clothing with no bonuses attached. And the other ones from Draketto, like the Innkeeper outfit and the Noble outfit, are fun too. Alright, I got my High Priest up here. And I think this is already... Did I really never... Oh, no, that was... the entertainer was done from before. Okay. Yeah, I have another entertainer here now. Gonna see if I can... Notice this crazy staggering getting Taskmasters from Sepramera. Yeah, they hit pretty hard. I mean, they're supposed to be hard to get a hold of, so I'm not very surprised. Yeah, this is where I have all my my entertainers lined up around this like shelter I built over my vault. And my second map room is up here. The first map room is by Shattered Bridge. This is my Aqueducts map room is over here. Yeah, but I just sort of line them all up around this thing. They seem to be having a high old time here. They must like that brisk atmosphere. Where am I going to put you over here? I'll just drop it right over here. I haven't named these yet. I have an idea that, like, maybe when I actually start setting up rewards and stuff, see if I can get her a pair of Star Metal Daggers, because that's my standard loadout for all of them. Like, they all have, just in case I do take them out to go kill something, at least they're well armed. Could let her hold my Tyrannian daggers for now. I'll just see if those are still fully repaired. What do we got here? Yeah, they're already full. Until I can make a better pair. There you go. The iron daggers aren't really that competitive at this point. Although I've known people, like, there are people who say you can basically kill, like, if you have even stone daggers, you can kind of, like, kill anything in this game because the bleed stacks don't care what type of weapon you're using. So the weapon itself won't really be doing much compared to Star Metal, but the bleed stacks will catch up with them. So, like, some people have done, like, you know, YouTube things of, like, they'll go and kill a bunch of bosses just dancing around them with the stone daggers or something like that. That's definitely a little above my pay grade, though. Where am I going to put this stack of meat that I can cook later? I don't even remember why I put this up here. Yeah, you know what? Just gonna put some of that in there. Take this with me, see if it's any good. Or I can put this in here. Stash some of this in the fridge over here. Don't like using daggers on Thralls. They tend to backflip a lot. Yeah, there's that. I could see them backflipping into like a bad place and then getting, you know, getting hammered. Yeah, I've heard that the backflip is actually, it's a kind of a fun, like if you're over encumbered, you can kind of exploit the backflip. See, this is the thing I was talking about. So like you can pull daggers out and just do the backflip to move. Like, kind of like I used to be able to dodge roll when over encumbered, and then they fixed that. But they never fixed, like, not letting you backflip with the daggers, apparently. So, some people do that when they're trying to move, like, you know, you have a bunch of stacks of iron or something, you're trying to move around your base, but you're, you know, doing the truffle shuffle because you're at you know, 200% encumbrance. Yeah, so what I do is, like, when I... Ordinarily, from that lake, I jump up over there, and then I run all the way along this aqueduct to here. So if I was coming from this direction, it would look like, you know, I jog along this way, come up here, touch my bed so that I, you know, in case I... And I can take the elevator down, or... Fun way to end the stream here, I can just YOLO it. And landing in like 2 feet of water apparently means I'm fine. Yeah, this is my fun Highland base with my my horde of crocodiles and, you know, and panthers and turtles and hyenas. Oh my! Growing some leavening agent. Take a sip from the well over there. Alright, well, I think I'm probably going to call it here because I definitely need to go take care of a few things non-gaming related. Goonies reference? I'm not sure which part you mean, actually. But yeah, I just like... Yeah, I love having, you know, cool movement shortcuts like that, you know, like when I'm just coming back from, whatever I'm doing, just like take a flying leap into the water. Oh, truffles, yes, that is a Goonies reference, that is correct. Yeah, I also actually named one of my rhinos that just because, you know, I thought it was a cute name. But yeah, the, yeah, definitely. Like that's what I call it when it's like, you know, when you're at like max encumbrance and you're just like, you know, you're just doing like a slow walk. But like what if if I were to do this right now, it's like, you know, and I'm like trying to speed it up like this, I'm doing the truffle shuffle. See, it used to be that you could like spam dodge roll and while you were doing this, and it, you know, and it led to like really stupid looking things of people just dodge rolling back and forth between workstations. But they don't let you do that anymore. But apparently, supposedly, daggers will still work for that. So it's a shortcut to keep in mind. All right. Well, like I said, I think I'm about done for today. So. So thanks to everybody who showed up. And I guess I'll see you next time.